Hi everyone, welcome back to Sidenote with Norah, which is maybe what we're going to call this. Let me know what you think, how you feel about it. And today we are doing a Hannah Montana deep dive. We're talking about the legendary, the iconic Hannah Montana. And so before we go anywhere, let's talk about who she is. So Miley Cyrus was born in 1992. Her dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, is a country singer and was very popular in his day. And they just ended up putting together a show. She said, "Dad, I want to sing, I want to act." And they auditioned for the show and got in, and it was like, okay, let's pick up and move to LA. And that's exactly what they did. So she was born in Tennessee and successfully transitioned from the Hannah Montana teen idol to a versatile pop artist with hits like Wrecking Ball and Flowers, which we all know and love, of course. And she's had, different phases, and we won't go into all that because this is not a deep dive on Miss Miley. This is a deep dive on Miss Hannah Montana. So if you want a deep dive on Miss Miley, let me know. There is plenty to talk about. She's had so many different styles and changes, and she's written a lot, and she's been an actress in movies and TV, and there is so much to talk about there, but let's keep it to Hannah right now, okay? Don't look at my bangs, they're being weird today. So the premiere date was March 24th, 2006, and the first episode was titled Lily, Do You Want to Know a Secret? A teenage girl, Miley Stewart, lives in Malibu and leads double life as a world famous pop singer named Hannah Montana. And so no one in her life knows this but her family, her direct family. And this is the episode where her best friend finds out that she is living a double life and has been lying to her. So we have obviously Miley and Billy Ray Cyrus, Emily Osment, who I love you queen, Mitchell Musso, and Jason Earls. And then the show ended their filming around January 16th, 2011. It was an immediate hit, leading to 5 soundtracks and a feature film. Just think about this for a second. It's 2006. 5 albums and a feature film, all because of a little like Disney show. I think it was pretty big deal. So season 1, of course, starts with the setup, and Miley Stewart moves from Tennessee to Malibu, hiding her pop star identity from everyone except her family and best friend Lily. Oliver Oken learns the secret later, and Miley deals with typical school issues alongside paparazzi and celebrity drama. Some of those core plot lines. The season centers on Miley keeping her secret from classmates with help from her 2 friends who may or may not know her secret. Depends on what episode you're on, and her annoying brother Jackson and his job at Rico's. So some of the best episodes, in my opinion, are the crossover episodes. So it was like That's So Sweet Life with Hannah Montana, and it was a cross between Sweet Life and Hannah and That's So Raven. And honestly, like they need to be doing more of that. That was everything. That was everything. I know we were all locked in watching that. Like I was too. I wouldn't turn it off. Basically, the show broke records and became the highest rated Disney Channel series. So in season 2, we start to transition into high school, and Miley has a hard time keeping her secret from romantic interests. She faces more direct challenges in her double life, and her brother Jackson continues struggling, working his boss as a child at Rico's surf shop. Achy Jakey Heart, bruh, don't even. That episode, you know exactly you pictured it, didn't you? Me and Mr. Jonas, and Mr. Jonas and Mr. Jonas, the Jonas Brothers Hannah Montana crossover episode. They were doing something. They knew what they were doing with that marketing over there. I don't know who it was, but the song Ready Set Don't Go from the episode where she's like going on a trip by herself to perform, and her dad's like, "Don't go, you're not allowed, you're just a kid." And she's like, "I'm gonna go." And she goes, and he ends up there with her, and it's a really sweet moment where, like, if you had normal parents, they would have beat your ass. So I think we all look back on that one fondly. So in season 3, the characters start to grow up. Miley cuts her hair. Oh, sorry, Hannah gets a haircut. It's a little bit shorter. It's more like to her chest than like that 20 inches long. Um, it's a little bit wavy. She started wearing a glove at one point. Her character of Miley was homesick from Tennessee and was kind of trying to decide between, do we want to be a pop star with a double life in California, or do I want to just go chill with the horses on my ranch that I grew up with? Like, this is all crazy. In this season, Lily and Oliver also start dating, and it's kind of a weird moment where they're like, we can't tell Miley. She's gonna be so pissed or like weirded out or whatever. Of course, it all ends up working out, and really the only problem is that Lily didn't tell her best friend how she was feeling for so long. And we also have the love triangle between Jesse, Jake, and Miley, where we get the song He Could Be the One, and we have the iconic episode with the two headshots. Oh my gosh. And the headshot, like the wind blows and the headshot blows into her lap, and you think you know who it is, and you're wrong. That episode goes hard. Don't play with me on that. But of course, in 2009, we have the iconic Hannah Montana movie. Okay, so it's basically about Miley's pop star alter ego begins to take over her life, prompting her father to force her to return to Tennessee for a reality check. So when she's away from Hollywood, she reconnects with her roots, finds romance with a little country boy, and then decides whether she wants to choose a normal life or the fame of Hannah Montana. The film focuses heavily on the theme of staying true to oneself amidst fame, with the townspeople of Tennessee serving as her grounding force. I remember when this came out, and me and my friends had a watch party. We were like 8 years old, but we had a watch party for the Hannah Montana movie, and it was awesome. Okay? I don't want to spoil too much, but basically, it focuses on being true to yourself. And like, that's a great message to send to young girls. So, 10 out of 10 for me on that. Key plot points. So the conflict. Miley becomes too involved in the celebrity lifestyle, missing her friend Lily's birthday and fighting with Tyra Banks over shoes. This is a moment we have a little Tyra Banks cameo. If you watched the America's Next Top Model documentary, you know what I'm thinking. But then her father tricks her into a trip to Tennessee so that she can gain perspective. She thinks she's going to New York to perform, and he's sending her off to Tennessee to work on the farm, basically, humble herself. Then, when she's in Tennessee, she ends up having to embrace that country lifestyle. She works to save the town and falls for a childhood friend who eventually learns her secret. Then, a journalist discovers the secret and forced Miley to choose. During a concert, she confesses her double life to the crowd. And basically, the crowd encourages her to continue being Hannah, allowing her to balance both worlds with renewed appreciation for her roots. So she takes off the wig and she says, I can't lie anymore. This is me. This is who I am. I'm Miley and I am Hannah. And they're like, no, we won't tell anyone. Like, you need to keep being Hannah for girls all over the world. Like, it's so important, and we won't tell nobody. And there's just something so magical about that. The fact that, like, this whole town of people wanted to keep her secret so that she could keep. It just was really, it's beautiful. Love it. Sorry to spoil it, but I'm sure you've seen it, to be honest. It's a great movie. Even if you should go watch it. And then after the movie, we have season 4, which takes Miley's family to the ranch, and she's struggling to find the new balance between Hannah and her personal life. The final season culminates in Miley revealing her true identity to the world, merging her two lives, and deciding to go to college with Lily, embracing adulthood. So we are all heartbroken to say ciao for now to Hannah Montana, but she's been a part of all of us. And, it was a good ride, and now it's time for Miley to grow up and go learn to be an adult and get to be her own person instead of a character and all that stuff. I was upset when this happened. I was about 10 years old, so it was It was a tragedy to me, but I go back and rewatch the series, or I go back and rewatch a movie, and it's like you're still in it, you know what I mean? Like it feels the same as watching it as a kid, if not better. So let's talk about Hannah Montana's societal impact, because it created a massive retail, music, and social media trends. Its 20-year legacy includes major merchandise, iconic fashion, and 20 plus Hot 100 hits. Influencer and brand precursor, the show modeled the relatable fame concept of being a normal person while performing a curated, monetized, and highly visible persona. It anticipated the social media strategies used today on TikTok and Instagram. Girl, it was before its time and we didn't even know. Fashion and aesthetics. The show launched a specific tween style, famously blending pop star glamour with suburban fashion. This aesthetic influenced a generation of personal branding, including sequins and bold, colorful styling. I am inspired by Miss Hannah Montana. I know drag queens everywhere are inspired by Miss Hannah Montana. I know girls everywhere, or who are women now, I guess, but they've been inspired by Hannah Montana. And I have two little nieces who are babies, and I'm gonna make sure that they watch Hannah Montana. And so the cycle goes on. Then, of course, the retail power and the media power was crazy. They were like, "What can we sell? Anything and anything, Hannah Montana." Then, in its 20th anniversary in 2026, there was massive engagement. We had 440 million social media impressions in a month. Then the music from the show, not even like her personal music or her dad's music, like the music from the TV show, had three number one albums and 20 Hot 100 hits. So it brought together a gap between country and pop and teen pop that I think a lot of American young people still find relevant today. The best both worlds philosophy. The show taught a generation about navigating multiple identities and the often stressful desire to have it all in terms of career, social, and personal life. So, you may have noticed that you have to be everything for a job now. You have to have 10 years of experience for internships and a million recommendations. And then they're still like, okay, here's $17 an hour, right? And then it goes into deeper into whatever you're doing. Like for me, I'm a creative person. So it's hard to balance career that's supporting myself. Right now, I work as a teacher and also creating the things I want to create and also getting them out there and promoting them and all of that. And just like you have to be a renaissance, like what the idea of a renaissance person, right? That was someone special. No, we all need to be renaissance people. We all need to be a jack of all trades if we want to get anywhere in this day and age. Hate to break it to you, but it's true. And honestly, most of us are more than capable. Um, you have to be willing to do it all to make it happen. That's what I think. Then we have the 20th anniversary. Hannah Montana's influence remains significant with the 20th anniversary celebrations in 2026, proving it still holds a cultural memory for its original audience. The cast reunions and reconstruction of the set, paired with a new emotional song about appreciating our younger selves, made fans emotional. And of course, she recreated the poster and the pictures, and she looks amazing. She didn't age a bit. She just has tattoos now and is like a cool, like, it makes me excited to be a 30-year-old lady. So everyone uh watched this special. I was a little late on it, but oh my gosh, did I cry? Yes. And like I don't know if I have that emotional connection with this character that some people do, and it still brought me to tears in the end. And it was like a happy reminiscing, and it was really cool to see everything come full circle and just see where she's at 20 years later and everything that she has accomplished. And the fact that she looks the same. Look at her. Skin glowing, hair flowing. Like I can't take it, bro. I hope I look that good. Like I'd be scared of aging, but then I see someone like her and I'm like, I'm gonna be hot forever. And I just wanted to end with a little cast picture from the early days. For a little nostalgia factor here, we remember Miley was literally 11 years old when she auditioned. Jason Earls was like 28 and he lied and said he was 18, which makes sense. And honestly, he was the right fit for the cast in my opinion, so I understand like why he did that. Um, but yeah, I feel like I could show this to kids today and they'd be like, "Who's that?" They wouldn't know anyone in this picture. And that makes me sad. So, if you're a young person and you didn't get to experience Hannah Montana, go experience it, girl. It's on Disney Plus. Watch it from the beginning. Watch the movie. Especially if you watched this whole PowerPoint and you didn't know nothing about Hannah Montana, go watch it. It's corny and it's stupid because that was what was happening in 2008 and 2010 on TV, but it's good and it has a wholesome lesson to share. And that's all I have to say about Miley. I mean, that's all I have to say about Hannah, I think. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you'd like to hear about anything else, let me know what. Let me know if you liked this video. Let me know how you feel about Hannah Montana. Let me know if you want a Miley deep dive, because we can get into that next time. I hope you all have a really beautiful day, slash evening, slash whatever time it is where you're at. And I love you. And that's it. Bye.